family business. Started a business in 1978 with my wife Laura. She's a tailoress and also deals with our ladies tailoring, which is a very popular part of our business now. One of the things I'm here to explain today is the differential between having a suit factory made, made to measure, what we call it, on our black label, or having a suit, what we call platinum, made in Italy, or having it handmade by ourselves, platinum. We'll have samples here to actually show you, and I'll explain the difference. So when you have a made to measure suit here, a black label suit, it's the same fabrics chosen whether you have it made handmade or whether you have it made in the factory. The prices, they vary dramatically. If I give you an idea of this, we have a jacket here that's been made in a factory, made to measure. A two-piece suit, like in this make, would be around about £1,000 to £1,200, including VAT. You can then come to here where we have our Platinum Italy, where this is a made to measure, computer cut garment, but hand tailored and hand canvassed in Italy, so softer and finer. And then we have here, we have the true thing that I've done all my life for nearly 60 years now, where we have true handmade, where we have a proper fitting. It's all made, the fittings are made here on the premises, and I actually cut a pattern for the customer to get the fit correctly. Okay, so let's discuss now about a made to measure garment and what a made to measure garment is. I'll come on later about a handmade garment and a true bespoke garment, but for the moment we're going to talk about made to measure and our black label. This is a garment, there's two garments here. There's a two-piece suit and there's a lovely sort of casual jacket. These garments you actually have made offshore, cut by computer and machine tailored, and it keeps the price down to a more reasonable figure of £1,000 for a two-piece suit, or jacket £500, £600, £700, £800 depending on the fabric. You have the same fabrics available to choose on our black label as you do on our top end, on our bespoke platinum as well. So don't think that you'll get an inferior fabric if you have a made to measure garment. The fabrics can be the same on whichever way you have us make them for you. So what do you get with a made to measure suit? First of all, it's far superior than trying to go to a shop and buying something off the peg as a ready to wear garment and trying to see if that fits you okay. So we actually make sure that you get the jacket length, the sleeve length and everything else that you want to make sure it fits, and a lot more than that in the shape of your body and what we call a posture. What happens with it, you choose your style exactly, how many buttons you want on the jacket, how wide you want the lapels, what sort of cuff you want, whether you want a 4-button traditional cuff or if you want the 5-button angle cuff that I designed many years ago. These are all available on our black label made to measure. You'll actually get measured exactly the same as if you're having a handmade suit. The difference is you do not get a fitting halfway through. It's cut straight to finish after we've given you a fitting from our own fittings. So when you come in for a black label, you'll try on a fitting of the nearest ready to wear size suit that you would normally buy. From that fitting, we'll be able to judge all the things we need to change to talk to the computer to make it fit you better. So you do get a fitting, but it's in this stage ready for you when you first come in, the first time you get measured. When the garment's finished, you come in and we try it all on you. Everything is finished on the suit except for the trouser length, which we fit to the shoes when you come in the final time. And any minor adjustments, and believe me, they're only minor, if anything at all, are done for you here on the premises here in Woburn, in our workroom downstairs where we make all our handmade garments. Now let's talk about our platinum label with made in Italy, which is halfway house between having a fully handmade suit and having our black label suit at our entry level. This is an example of a suit where it's made in Italy for us, made to measure, where you get all your fittings and make sure that everything fits you okay before we get it tailored. This actually is done so beautifully because the thing about a proper tailored suit is the canvases. That's the canvas in between the front of the jacket and the linings inside. Those canvases are put inside the jacket and they're kept loose. They're not fused on or stuck on like a black label garment is at our entry level. So you get a much softer garment. The Italian one's actually lots of choice of styling details. The cut is down to us. Sometimes people say to us, yeah, the top of the Italian suits, they cut very slim. I don't want the skinny trousers. When you come here, you're having something made for you, individually cut by a computer cutting system. We're telling it how to cut it for you. So anything you need to have done to the jacket length or the width of the trousers is all covered for that. These suits start at £2,000 for a made to measure suits, go up to about £3,000 depending on what fabric you pick. We have the best fabrics in the world. We have Laura Piana here. We have English fabrics, if you wish to, we can send to Italy as well. But generally the Italian garments are much, much softer and much, much lighter. Okay, we've talked briefly about the black label options you have here in the shop, which is this one here, which is made in the factory. The canvases inside are fused on. It's very clean looking, but slightly stiffer to the touch compared to having one made in Italy on our black label. That's our black label Italian. Now the difference about this with us being bespoke tailors is back in 1989, 35 years ago, we were the first bespoke tailors in the country to take on a computer cutting system of how you're going to actually have a suit made, cut by computer in another country. And this actually was in Strasbourg. And I read about this in a trade magazine. I thought, that can't do what I do as a cutter, cutting patterns. I went over and watched it, and it did. So we've been doing that for 35 years, and we have all that experience about how to make suits fit by computer cutting. I've helped the computer cutting companies and helped them do certain things about making suits fit. I've been in an advisory capacity to explain to them how we can make improvements to what they had already on the system. So that's why people come here, because they know they're dealing with bespoke tailors, not just somebody who might have a ready-to-wear shop who decides to do made to measure. Good luck to them, but we have all the experience with tailors, and that's the difference. Let's talk about how we create our patterns for a customer on our platinum bespoke, our top end, the true traditional way of having a garment made. So you see in front of here is a card pattern of one of our customers. As it happens, it's a lady. She's actually very tall, one of the reasons why she likes to have her clothes made. So basically we take all the measurements, and then I'm using a set square, and I'm using a scale on here, drafting out, making the knee measurement, the bottom width, the inside leg, the outside leg, and everything else that goes with it. And then obviously once we've made the master pattern, I then use this pattern to cut the cloth, and then make the fitting for her, which is this one here. And she's having a three-piece black suit made on a lovely cloth from Loro Piana from Italy, and we're also doing a made-to-measure shirt for her as well. So from this, from measuring, then making a pattern individually for the customer, which is obviously time-consuming, this is called a master pattern. Once we've done this for a customer, this particular lady will have 2 or 3 more suits once we've made the first suit for her and she's happy with what we're making for her. We keep the master pattern for 5 or 6 years at least. After that period of time, the customer's supposed to change weight or whatever, we can remeasure. And it makes it easier, if you wish, if you live abroad or something like that, once we've got your master pattern made, that we can create more clothes for you at any time without actually even seeing you. So once you've become a customer and you've gone through this process, it becomes very, very easy in the future. So this is the difference where having a suit computer cut in a factory, which is very quick. This takes hours to draft this all out. And then I've got to cut the actual cloth. And then the fittings, so you'll come in and have a proper, this is called a rough fitting. There's no pockets in this. This is a based fitting. So you have the jacket, you have the waistcoat, you have the trousers. And the customer will come in and try this all on. I'll make any adjustments at that time if I need to make anything to make it fit better. And then this is completely undone again, believe it or not, but this is taken completely back down to flat. And any adjustments I want to do, then I then recut it using my shears, which are, I think, 120 years old. They're beautiful old shears. And I'll recut the actual garment. Then I'll lay it back on the pattern and then retrace it out to make sure that the master pattern is exactly what I've decided to do to make it fit. When you look at this actually being made here, the fittings are all done here in woven. You've got, this is the important thing, people love to see the true craft, where you've got the canvas inside, which is held loose in here by hand, and it makes a very soft front to the jacket. Plus also we can put shaping into here. I could show you better on this one actually, where here you have the canvas is partly made, and you can see these little hand stitches, and it's putting shape into the jacket and holding things into place. And this is where a lot of the handwork is, and this is where people get confused. Sometimes people say, are your garments fully canvassed? On a platinum bespoke, they are. On our Italian platinum, they're also hand canvassed. And that gives you the softer feel and gives us a chance to get the shape and the fit that you need. Okay, one thing I should explain about Souster Hicks as our company is the experience that you have here, whether you get served by myself or one of my sons. I've now been doing this, in fact now this is my 59th year in the trade. I started as an apprentice in 1966. and I did a tailoring apprenticeship, then I did a cutting apprenticeship, 2 different skills. And over the years, a customer a few years ago asked me how many suits I'd possibly cut, and I had to try and work it out, but I know it's well over 30,000 suits. So the experience I've got is phenomenal with actually all the shapes and figures and the way to make suits properly for people. My younger son Wes has been with me for 20 years, so he's also learnt cutting. He's also worked in the workroom and made fittings. So this is something, when you come here, you're going to get the experience and the help that you need to create a suit, whichever way you have it made, whether you have our entry-level black label, or you go to the Platinum Italy, or you come to the top of the tree and you have the full bespoke a la Savaro sort of standard suit hand cut for you.